Spike's taken away. Like, I'm looking for some sort of single target stun. Some sort of initiating stun, because they don't have a whole lot. It's just the Tusk right now, right? So I don't feel the Crystal Main like is too susceptible to Razor. Can be blown up by Lina and Earthshaker pretty quick. So I don't like that hero simply because she's too squishy. So they don't actually go for a stun at all. They instead go for a Visage.
That's a run at you lineup. C-Deck really want to run. They just want to run nonstop. I think this is a good idea. You might as well commit to it. You've got a Darkseer, a Tusk support. That pretty much means you want to fight.
Do they run an aggro tri-lane here?
You could.
You'd be running up against a Razor, which I think is pretty dangerous, but I think your tri-lane is still favored, even if it is up against a Razor, because you've got Dazzle and Bane.
They
on
could
the
do
Helm
dual
side.
lanes.
And then the advantage would be you've got a Darkseer faced up against an Earthshaker.
Yeah, I think they just do standard defense.
Yeah.
Maybe dual lanes at best. Like, C-Deck might go for...
I was about to say, both
some
sides
roamy
could
stuff.
actually go kind of dual lanes.
It's probably more unlikely that C-Deck, though. And Darkseer Tusk doesn't make sense. That's not a lane.
No, it totally is.
That's not a lane.
It's absolutely a lane.
It's just going to be like a roaming Tusk. I already know.
I agree with you, but to say that Darkseer Tusk, much like any, essentially any Tusk melee combination, Tusk Centaur, have you ever dealt with that? Tusk Centaur, Tusk Undying?
But I think you just do standard lane setups and then have Lon M set around the mid area so you can set up for kills on the Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
And...
yeah, just constantly rotate. But that's also at the same time what C-Deck are probably going to be doing with their Tusk, I presume.
Yeah.
Like, Q just sits back, zones out the Earthshaker, and it's going to be like a Tusk versus Bane roaming.
Bane's Zonage. It's just a good roaming hero.
Yeah.
It's got really good stats. The move speed is well above average. 315. It's so easy to set up with the sleep.
That's why you see some teams like Cloud9 obviously favor it quite heavily, but they also run it in like off dual lane situation. Or the off lane Bane as well, just because the stats are so amazing.
Yeah, I think Misery is actually the best Bane.
All right. Game number 2 here between eHome and C-Deck. Bounty Rune time. eHome are going to go for a contest. Leading with the sleep on somebody. Lonham now actually sees way more heroes than he wanted. Great Ice Shards. They're going to go for DDC. Already popping the Shallow Grave. Shiki stunned up though. Fisher, Light Strike Array. There's just not going to be enough right-click damage there. And they didn't actually pursue the Dazzle either. So this may not be a kill at all. Gardner's got another Ice Shards coming up in 3 seconds. Big nuke hits Lonham. He actually eats his way into the trees. Where's he going? And I think he knows the Ice Shards are coming in, so he wants to try and hide himself, but Lonham still gets caught, goes to the sleep deny, not there. Light Strike right now being placed on Aggressive. The Fisher lands on all 3, but it doesn't actually block Aggressive in. So CTY will just give him a couple more harassment hits. This is still, like, they got the first blood, but it's just unfortunate. Creeps of spawn, and C-Deck actually have to run their carry back to Fountain.
Yeah, that was a pretty insane trade right now, what just happened, and YJ at bottom is sucking up a lot of damage.
Takes some damage.
Yeah, he's just going to suicide. I think that's the better play. You got the first blood, I think, onto the gyrocopter. He's got enough money for this. But it is going to mean that ROTK at top is going to get a free level 2 as a result in C-Deck.
It's not as significant for many other offlaners, I would
yeah, but
say.
they're going to run at him right now, and I don't know if he can survive this.
Oh!
No, he had that.
He got bumped. That's the critical thing as going up against Tusk, right, is it's so important to not let him get the easy Ice Shards. You just got to move around a little bit. Hope you get bumped.
Did he move around there?
Yeah, he moved right.
He gave him the juke?
Yeah, he moved a little right, and the Ice Shards was just...
Yeah, that definitely should have been... I think that was a missed opportunity still. They had a good angle on him, but regardless, it won't matter as now we are seeing how the lanes are developing. We've got this Bane just helping out against the Queen of Pain, trying to get a lead early. And with that Brain Sap, he's going to be able to trade pretty efficiently. And if you're the Queen of Pain here, you don't want to be forced into using the dagger on the Bane, because then the Lina can just trade hits with you, and suddenly you don't have the best way to fight her back. But he misses the stun.
Miss stun. Shiki, though, they're actually controlling the runes as well.
Oh, this Razor at bottom went for the dive, and he's actually going to live as a result of the Graves.
Oh, wow. Sick. They've got a health potion for him to be able to stay in lane as well. So he'll stick around, continue to farm up. Nice pick off.
Oh, wow, that was almost not a good... That was almost just a flat-out trade for XZ, but they managed to walk away with that one, and that's a pretty surprising kill. Like a Dazzle plus a Razor against a Darkseer who is level 2. That's not something that you'd expect.
Oh, there it is. Empire beat MVP Hot 6 2-0.
Meaning we do go to tiebreakers, I believe?
We do go to tiebreakers, correct. Between Empire and VP.
Okay.
So, Empire potentially top 4, despite the disappointing performances that we saw.
They definitely have the potential to do it, but now this is our last game of the day. No, it's not. We just discussed that there were tiebreakers. Something's wrong with my brain right now.
DDC. Oh, boy. Ice Shard, Snowball, Ion Shell, one of them. He's ticking out. Don't block him, YJ. Don't block him. Now he actually blocks XZ, which is perfect. But he's still got the extra bit of heal to survive through the creep. He's good. Lanham actually coming in from the side here. Oh, he already blew the static link, so never mind.
Yeah, there's zero chance that they are able to get a rebuttal after that, but DDC, I mean, that looked bad for half a second. He was still getting hit by the creep.
Yeah.
The Grave was about to tick off, but they didn't want to continue to die for that, and maybe they could have gotten it, but they saw the Bane rotating over, and from there on, it's really dangerous to continue.
RTK. Good Fisher, but maybe... No, the creeps are still there. RTK, half the damage is going to be soaked up by the creeps, so that's fine. And he also tried to intercept the double pull-out from Q as much as possible.
That was a level 2 Rocket Barrage. If the creeps weren't following, that should have been a kill, but
yeah.
He just stayed within range at all times, and Aggressive wasn't able to pull away in time because he was right-clicking him down at the same time.
Generation gets denied from the Visage. How's that middle lane doing? We've got a 21-9 Lina compared to a 13-3 Queen of Pain. CTY establishing dominance over the Quap, but we do have to remember this was a dual lane scenario in the beginning, and potentially right now too, as RTK has left his off lane for a little while. See if he can't help CTY once again. In fact, this is a perfect opportunity. Oh, RTK didn't take it.
I think he knows, or he can at least sense.
Snowball's coming in. RTK is going to be there to defend. Double Fisher Light Strike Array. The burst damage just enough to get Shiki right before the Ion Shell is enough to kill the Lina. Boy, that Ion Shell being put on Garter pre-TP almost won that fight for C-Deck.
Yeah, it was really close, but the double stun was pretty easily lined up, and if you're eHome, you're pretty happy with that trade. You did get the experience on the Queen of Pain, and the Lina was able to get the last hit, so pretty nice for them. And the Queen of Pain needed that last hit. Like, she doesn't have boots yet, still only level 5. The Lina, as a result of that, has boots and a fully completed Magic Wand. So when it comes to farm, Shiki's actually quite far behind. Like, he was already struggling a little bit with CS, which is why I think the Tusk rotated in, but that's not the type of trade that you want. So he definitely didn't know that Earthshaker was there.
Difference between our two offlaners is probably the biggest reason that C-Deck are not are actually a bit ahead in net worth and experience. We've got a level 5 Darkseer compared to RTK, who's only level 4. Obviously, a very dramatic CS difference is going to be there as well. 18-1 on our Darkseer.
Ion Shell.
Yeah, Ion Shell spamming. There's no offlaner that can really keep up with that kind of farming potential against tri-lanes.
It's more, C-Deck have the much more punishing lane as well. Like,
that's
having
true.
a carry, Gyrocopter, the Rocket Barrage, it's just so powerful. Like, one slow plus that, even if you fissure, there's not a guarantee that you get out of it.
Farm it up, some hard camps, aggressive. Call down, and basically blowing all of his mana and HP to get that one. Once again, we're seeing the phase boots build. Middle lane, Shiki trying to get him. Snowball actually save him. They're going to try and pop CTY. Shiki, though, still hit by the Fisher, and they managed to get the Light Strike Array on Garter as well, which means Lanham, he doesn't actually get it. He has to run himself away. I'm really surprised he didn't commit for that kill on Garter, but he would have needed 3 more right clicks. Perhaps that's just too risky under tower.
Frozen Sigil, too.
Yeah, Frozen Sigil is...
I don't think he would have had enough to be able to get it. He would have maybe 2, maybe 3 hits. And he had Snowball again. Plus he has a Magic Stick Charge. And you know that Lanham won't have the Brain Sap during that time period. So it was just really dangerous to be able to trade that off. And, but still, eHome is getting the slightly better of these exchanges because it's their Lina that's getting the last hit. and it's not the Queen of Pain that's getting the last hits, and she's already far behind. She just picked up a magic stick, nowhere even near the realm of boots. Like, she would have to have at least another 2 waves to get boots. So all of these trades are working out slightly in favor of CTY. Like, neither of them are doing particularly well because they keep trading off, but she is ending up on top of it.
Yeah. RTK also getting the being able to be a part of the Queen of Pain kill was probably pretty important for him in experience, and he actually has arcane boots as well. So they're not the Tranquils and Soul Ring build for this one. I'm a little bit questioning that simply because I don't feel RTK is doing maybe well enough to go for arcanes, but then again, it's only 8 minutes in.
Your entire team, though, has a really dire lack of mana.
Oh, that's true.
DDC
Bane needs it and won't go arcane boots.
Yeah, DDC desperately needs it. Your Razor can even benefit from it, and I just think it's a good item for at least one person on your team to have.
Yeah, and you've got a bunch of supports who don't really go for it.
Yeah, the Lena's going for treads right now. She's not going to go for the Bloodstone build or anything. So it probably is going to mean treads into Yules, something of that nature, and so if she does that, she will need help with the mana angle.
DDC's getting some farming time at bottom lane, that's for sure. Our Razor has now rotated up to top. Why do you think that is?
I think it's, you have to give some experience to one of your supports. DDC, he's not going to really get too much farm, but he needs some time to be able to do it. YJ is really difficult for them to kill, and they know the Gyrocopter is probably in the jungle, but he's going to have to rotate around again. And eHome, the one concern is that I think they kind of need a mech carrier, especially if somebody from C-Deck gets one, and XZ's about to get one, and eHome don't have one. They're actually just going to make... the Razor should get one, actually. He has a Ring of Regen. Like, he should almost certainly be building for one, but it'll be pretty significantly delayed behind the Darkseers.